Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, I just want to turn very briefly back to MOX. What I don't want to see, sorry, just please, I'm just lowering the temperature. What I don't want to see is what the chairman alluded to, another conference committee this year that says, oh, well, we just couldn't make a decision, and let's put another $300 million more into it when we've got all kinds of other places to park that kind of money for important national values and objectives. So to the chairman's point, we don't want to waste money. The projection of the project is very tenuous, yet the deeper answers just seem to be elusive. Will New Mexico take it? Is there a dormant agreement with the Russians, which will be complicated by this? Is the fast reactor a more medium-term decision that could unwind some of the complexities of this? Why don't we just make a commitment quickly to get some answers to these things so we have a true cost comparison versus treading water, throwing more hundreds of millions of dollars at it with the ever-increasingly remote possibility this thing will ever get built.
Sure.
I think that's just the best thing to do.
Yes, sir. And to direct answer that, that is what we are attempting to do. I mean,
Okay.
we are.
But we got about 90 days.
Right, I understand that, and I've had multiple meetings. Yeah, I've been on the job now since the second day of March, and MOX is I know more about MOX than I ever thought I would and ever wanted to know, to tell you the truth.
Well, I feel the same way. I'm just going down line items.
That's not.
What is this?
That's beside the point.
Yeah.
You are absolutely correct that we as a country need to get the answers. We need to know how much this is going to cost with some amount of assurity. And, Mr. Chairman, you're right. I mean, it is stunning the difference of numbers that you can get. You know, the Corps of Engineer has their estimates, and you know, I want to sit down with the contractor, and you know, Senator Graham shares with us this is what the contractor has said that they can get this done for, and then you know, we have letters that basically doesn't agree with that. So.
Well, you can imagine our frustration of actually dealing with the dollars.
We need to get some people in a room and figure this out.
Okay, the second point, back to nonproliferation, and we've also had this conversation last year. This is a hallmark, I think, of smart, prudent public policy to have an accent mark on again, an architecture for nonproliferation. If one of these things goes off in the world, it doesn't matter the healthcare debate, it doesn't matter the budget, just one. And the purpose of nuclear weapons is to prevent nuclear war. And so, yet nuclear weapons are back. China's increasing, Russia's increasing, we know the situation in North Korea. And other areas of the world actually over the last 25 years, thankfully have pulled back from the precipice, leaving us with spent nuclear material, leaving us with dangerous material out there, and a number of these programs have been very successful in pulling that back, which again is related to mitigating a terrorist threat. But it all gets combined, I think, into creating a culture in which this is a decided priority, and we project that onto the international stage. So in that regard, please, let us think creatively with you. I completely agree with the last administration's emphasis on nuclear security summits. I think those were successful. It began to get more and more multilateral buy-in to the issue of securing material, but it also creates, again, the gateway of the raising of consciousness internationally as to just how dangerous of a situation we are entering into with international stability and more weaponization and the technology readily coming out of the bottle.
Sir.
So if there's one thing that you can do as Secretary to pull us back from this precipice, we'll do whatever you can to creatively think with you. I think that's the most valuable thing we could do together.
Yes, sir. Consider us being a partner.
Thank you, sir.